Hello and welcome to this wild excursion. My name is Zach. Today we're at a place that's really not too far out there in the wild. We are at Lodi Lake Park's nature area. Now just because it's local and in the city doesn't mean that there aren't wild things out here. This area is home to squirrels and raccoons, deer, even the odd mountain lion. So let's go see what we can find, shall we? Now anyone who walks this trail knows that the most common critter you're probably going to come across is the gray squirrel. There are probably thousands of them out here, and they are using this time to gather acorns. They were surrounded by all these valley oaks that are dropping acorns, and the squirrels are scurrying around collecting them, burying them, and getting ready for winter. Now we're getting into more of the lush area of the trail. This is usually where we'll start seeing mule deer. Now, it seems a little bit unusual considering that we're still within city limits, but I've counted at least, at one time, 8 individuals that call this place home. So there's a viable herd of mule deer here. Now, I mentioned mountain lions before. Every once in a while, someone will see tracks or the carcass of a mule deer, so there is at least one mountain lion that will return to this place and use it as hunting grounds. Guys, where are you going? I just got here. Come. Oh, that's not nice. Now this little area is known as Pig's Lake, and it's home to several species of waterfowl. I don't know if you can see it off in the frame. We have Canadian geese over there. There's a big snowy egret over there. Muskrats also call this place home. Every once in a while you'll see them swimming across the lake here with bundles of reeds and twigs to make their homes out of. Pond turtles are also prevalent here. Catfish, largemouth bass, things like that. Now it appears that this oak has succumbed to either wind damage or just being old, and it has fallen over, causing an obstacle in the path. But that's not going to stop me. Now I haven't seen any, but I can hear these guys all around. These holes are caused by acorn woodpeckers drilling their way into the bark of the tree looking for bugs and grubs and other insects and invertebrates to eat. I feel like I'm gonna run into a couple of hobbits trying to throw a ring into a volcano. As I go along here, I'm seeing a ton of little bird species, chickadees, sparrows, but unfortunately I can't get any of them to hold still long enough to be in the shot. Maybe they're just camera shy. Some of the other animals that call this area home include the gray fox, possums, and even bats, although during this time of day I'm not going to find any of those guys. They're nocturnal animals. They want to come out when it's nice and cool so that they can forage, look for food, take care of themselves, and, you know, not 104-degree heat. I am really getting bummed. On any other time that I don't come out here with the intent to film, there are deer everywhere, and I haven't seen any. This really is one of my favorite places to come, though, because I know that right over that way there are houses, and right back that way is where the parking lot is, and I am 5 minutes away from, you know, from just being in the city, but out here you kind of forget about that, and it's really nice. Now all over this park there are wild blackberry bushes like this, and they're very vital here as part of the food chain because they feed the deer and the raccoons, the possums, squirrels, chipmunks, and they're not in season yet, so No blackberries for me. See that right along there? That is a deer trail. And normally, like I said, this is where we would start running into them. And I've seen many mothers and fawns come right across this little trail right up through here. And they'll cross the road, head up to where that fallen oak was, and they'll go drink out of the river there. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! I don't know if you can see this, but right there is a doe and her 2 fawns. She has twins. Now every once in a while mule deer usually give birth to a single young, but in this case, she's got twins. Now they call them mule deer because they have those large ears similar to a mule. And if you'll notice, she's twitching them all about, listening for different sounds, listening for a threat. Another survival adaptation they have, if you notice on the babies, they have those white spots on their coat. That allows them to lie down just like that one is in the undergrowth there. And the dappled light will help break up its outline. So a predatory animal might have a less chance of seeing it because of that spotted coat. Can you handle the cuteness? Apparently, from what I've heard too, not only are there, you know, the deer and the squirrels that I've seen out here, but there are dozens of Pokemon out here. For example, I don't know if you can see him, but that is a Charmander running across the road. Hopefully he doesn't light this place on fire. Lots of dry leaves. And look, 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 look! It's a Rattata! It's a Rattata! Well, that was very much worth the effort. And it's kind of fitting that at the end of my little journey here, I was looking to see deer, you know, the big ticket item out here, as lame as that sounds. And right as I turn around the bend, there's that doe and her twin fawns. Very, very much worth the effort. If you enjoyed this little wild excursion, it might not be the wildest that I'm going to do on this channel, but if you liked it, go ahead and comment down below. If you want, you can go ahead and make sure you subscribe by clicking the link here. If you want more information about Lodi Lake and Lodi Lake Park, or Lodi Parks and Rec in general, I'm going to leave a description. I'm going to leave a link down in the description below. And as always, thanks for joining me. This has been Zach. Have a wild day. Majestic creatures.